What's going on, guys? It's Hicks here from TGN, bringing you guys another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay commentary. Now, this is part 2 of the commentary pros and cons. This is where I'm going to be discussing all the cons and all the things I just don't like about the game. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right away, I didn't want to say it in the first one, but I'm no longer playing Modern Warfare 3 for the fact that there are way too many cons in this game to enjoy it, and it's just very frustrating playing this game on the PC. So I'm going to go right into the most obvious things first, and then we'll go into the details. So right away, the most obvious thing that I've really noticed with Modern Warfare 3 that's really annoying and really pisses off a lot of Call of Duty players is the one lag compensation code. Now what this is let's say your host has a 30 ping at his server, at the server they choose, okay? So you might have guys that have 200 and 300 pings. Well, what this does now is, since he's the host, he can now, mess with his router and stuff to give him a higher ping, or, start torrents up or something to give him a higher ping. And it's going to compensate for all that lag that he's creating for all the players around him. So let's say you see a guy and you're shooting him, and you only get like 1 or 2 hit markers, but then he one-shots you really quick, and it looks like, to you, it looks like a one-shot, but in his kill cam, it shows that he's unloading like 3 or 4 shots into you, and he's getting hit markers, and you're already behind a wall, let's say. That's what you call lag compensation, where it takes the player's lag, and it does a conversion to you, the person he's playing against, and it compensates where you're at and where he's shooting, and so your hitboxes are really right where he sees. Even though you might be behind a wall, the hitboxes stay outside that wall to compensate for his lag. And that's a huge issue. Black Ops sort of introduced this, but it wasn't as an extreme as what it is now. And so it's very unplayable, it seems like, at times, where I can't even get a positive KDR because lag compensation. It feels like people are lagging, or I'm getting killed by one-shots, but in turn, I'm getting shot by a guy unloading a clip into me, and it's just very frustrating. So we'll go on to the next thing, and that is the player-to-player style for PC. Now, player-to-player works on consoles for the fact that the consoles don't have as many players as PC play in one room at once. That's what I mean. So player-to-player is actually very smooth for the consoles. And what I've been hearing, it's actually still pretty lagging, pretty buggy. So that's pretty sad to see that they've kind of had a game that went from smooth, which is Modern Warfare 2, to something so laggy like Modern Warfare 3. Now, player-to-player means that a player hosts the server, and this is where we're going to go in the next section, which is dedicated servers and lack thereof. So in Black Ops, they allowed PC players to have dedicated servers, both ranked and unranked. We could do game modes like gun game, etc. Well, in Modern Warfare 3, you have to use their IW servers, and to be honest, IW servers are completely broken because they're player-to-player. Now, what this means is, now when you got player-to-player is when the player is hosting, he controls the lag, he controls the ping of the server. And that's very, very terrible for PC side, just because, I'm not trying to be a fanboy, but PC's hardware are able to handle dedicated servers, being able to hold 30 to 40 players in a server and still have a low ping around 64 to 100 at most. Now, when you have player-to-player, if you don't have anything higher than a 4 bar, or anything higher than a 3 bar, you're lagging like crazy. Most games I have a 3 bar, which is anywhere between 100 and 150 ping, and that's pretty sad when my connection is a 25 megabytes down and a 3 up. I have the internet to have I have the good connection, so I shouldn't be getting 100 ping in these types of servers. So with player-to-player and lack thereof dedicated servers, now we have to deal with hackers, we can't get rid of them, and things like that. And this is very annoying, we can't customize our game to how we really want it to be played. And it's just very disgrunting and very annoying. If anything, if you wanted dedicated servers, if we want dedicated servers, at least have IW buy dedicated servers and, buying from the places that we buy them from, like Art of War. I know that's not a great place to buy servers, but you know what I'm saying? Like buying from name brand servers like Black Ops did, and have your basic modes on there and allow us to go into servers that are dedicated and not player based. We'll go on the next thing, which is spawn system. The spawn system in this game is absolutely horrendous. I have never seen such a worse spawn system. I thought Black Ops Nuketown spawn system was terrible for free-for-all. This is twice as bad. And it's in any game. It's not even in free-for-all. In free-for-all in Modern Warfare 3, you're going to be spawning next to 2 people 90% of the time who are shooting at each other, and you spawn right in the middle, and you're going to get popped, and it's going to piss you off, and it's going to happen almost every time you spawn. I know when I played gun game, free-for-all, kill confirmed, and domination, I was spawning next to 1 to 2 people on the other team every single time. That is unacceptable. Very unacceptable. How did you not test this type of thing? You know, this thing makes me rage for the fact that one thing alone, besides lag compensation, will ruin a game for me. If I'm spawning next to the enemy and I can't be strategic or I can't go around running gunning, that's a huge con, and your game shouldn't have been released if you knew about these problems. So the spawn system is absolutely terrible, and it's on all maps. And I know that the maps are small, so finding spawn points, it might be hard, but it's not that hard if you know how to code your net code and your spawn system. You can do easy condition checks on seeing area of spawn or a player and where he's at in the map and be able to spawn him away from there. But no, you just did a simple spawn points. You do exactly how Source does it, where you can designate spawn points and they're pretty random on where people go, and that's a very bad thing to do. So now we're going to go to another thing, which is pretty big for the PC side and very obvious for us, is the lack of PC support. Now, it's already been confirmed that Call of Duty Elite will probably not make it to the PC. They have TBA. Well, in all honesty, why would you make it TBA? You had two betas for this thing. And for the fact that you already have people who invested in Call of Duty Elite and are going to be told that you might not even bring it to PC, that's unacceptable. And that should be a lawsuit style thing that could be going through. You know, yeah, you have a TBA saying to be announced, saying that you're still going to have it, but we're probably not going to get it, most likely. You're hoping that we'll forget about it and, you know, not worry about it. But in all honesty, that's some bullshit. And you shouldn't say that you can get Call of Duty Elite on all platforms and only an offer on one or two, and that they don't even work as well. I've been hearing that consoles, Call of Duty Elite isn't even working not even working properly, which is unacceptable as well. So, you know, having the lack of PC support, us PC guys already know that we're not going to get any big updates probably until the first DLC, which again, goodbye Call of Duty. I know I can't play games like that when a corporation only cares about one system, which is the Xbox 360. Don't get me wrong. They've been sleeping in bed with the Xbox 360 for a long time, which is why they get all the DLC first, they get patches first, and then they get ported over to the PS3 and then the PC. You know, that's very unacceptable. I understand that the consoles are a bigger market, but you can't treat each thing as a separate entity. You have to treat them all as one and treat them fairly if you want the audience that you want to have and keep that audience. So then we're going to go into another thing that's kind of obvious to me, and that's the prestige points. When you prestige, you get these tokens that you use to unlock certain things in the prestige store, whatever you want to call it. Are you kidding me, guys? We have to now prestige to get all this. We have to like get prestige tokens to unlock things. Why don't you just do it like you had it in all the other games? When you prestige, you get an extra class, you can do all this other stuff. Instead of making us continue to keep playing the game over and over, the game gets stale after the first prestige now because of all the issues. Now, you think that we're going to want to continue to play and unlock an extra class or reset our stats? Who the hell would want to do that? Like, that stuff, the prestige point system is retarded. I do not agree with that at all, and I think it should be taken out from the next game. And, you know, that thing just annoys me. Like, I have to first prestige. Like, I understand prestiging is okay, and then you get new emblems, you get an extra class in most games and stuff, but now that we have to use prestige tokens, now we have to make a difficult decision on, well, do I want to open up another class, or want to get, you know, some extra signs, or want to get some extra call signs and some other emblems and stuff? Seriously, come on now. That's just not smart. That's retarded. So now we're going to go on to graphical look of things. Now, I already said in the pros that the graphics are very nice and very subtle. My issue with it is it's from 2 years ago. You're using the same freaking engine from 2 years ago. Why can't you invest in something new? Make something as nice as what the Battlefield did. They invested into a new engine, Frostbite 2. They modified 1 and 1.5 to make sure that it is DirectX 11 capable. It looks smooth as hell. It looks beautiful, and it's a badass engine. Here we're still on a freaking Quake engine. I mean, come on. You update something, people. Like, I can't believe that you're using an engine from 2 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago. Maybe on the first Modern Warfare game you used the Quake engine. But come on, I mean, seriously, DirectX 9, Counter-Strike looks better than this game at this point. So that's my graphical issue, is they're not even investing in anything new, and it's ridiculous. They tried to make this game even more deep by making you get prestige tokens, getting Call of Duty Elite to do stat tracking. This game is Call of Duty. You run and gun, you blast people in the face. You don't need to get any more in depth than that. I mean, the only thing you want to get in depth is how you level up your guns or your player and what they might achieve. So I just think so far what they're doing is rehashing the game and adding 2 new features and saying they called it new. Now, in Black Ops, we got all the games, like one in a chamber, gun game, all that fun stuff. They've gave that to us now. It's unranked dedicated servers. No one has a dedicated server because the game sucks. You can't play without lagging, so there's no point in having a dedicated server at this point. And I will have to say that, you know, this is my kind of my farewell and my cooldown is, I really hope Treyarch does a better job than what Infinity Ward just did on Modern Warfare 3. You know, yes, Black Ops had some issues in the very beginning. Worst day 1 release. Weapons were really screwed up. Spawn systems were kind of messed up. But look at the game now. I've been playing Black Ops more than I did when the game first came out. I think Black Ops is a better game right now than Modern Warfare 3 for the fact that Treyarch addresses the problems to all 3 platforms at the same time, most likely. And they're very, you know, they listen to the community. They try to improve everything they can. And, you know, they gave as much, and the thing is, they went above and beyond and gave PC players dedicated servers, allowed us to manage our players and, you know, be able to communicate with our players. And said, you know, with Modern Warfare 3, you have to play with their servers. It's very hard to communicate with your players that are constant users. You know, you have to invite them as friends and stuff like that. At least with dedicated servers, that player can be like, wow, I really like this server. These admins are really nice. I'm going to make this a favorite server and continue going in this server because it's so great. And, you know, they handle hackers all the time. You know, with dedicated servers, at least we can handle hackers because, are you kidding me? You're using VAC as your anti-hack? Do you know how many people don't use VAC anymore because it is bad? VAC just catches people with the most basic hacks, the ones you can download, like HL2 Hook, Monster, Organer, and stuff like that. Like stuff that is so obvious to see. Like it's insane. Like on all our servers for Counter-Strike Source, we have our own antivirus or anti-cheat thing, and it picks up people 10 times faster than VAC. So it's just very sad to see that they're using such an outdated antivirus. I want to keep saying antivirus or anti-cheat, and you know. They're just scraping the bucket right now, guys. They got your money. They don't care about you anymore. They're just already making a new game. And it's sad to see that companies like Infinity Ward are even doing this. And, you know, I'm not trying to put all the blame on Infinity Ward, but come on. You knew what was coming. You know, you can at least say Activision, give us a few more months because your game is completely broken. It hardly works on the PC. And all I see are issues. I don't see any positives hardly. I listed 5 or 6 positives in my positives part 1, and here this game is all nothing but cons. You know, I rather go play a game like Counter-Strike Source, Black Ops, or Battlefield 3 than play this game. I really regret buying this game for $60 because all it is a DLC, and I gotta say, you're probably never gonna get my money again. I won't even probably buy Black Ops 2 for the fact that, you know, I'll have to wait at least 2 months after the game's been released to see what patches have been out, what's fixed, what's good, what's not good, and then make my decision. I'm no longer buying a Call of Duty game day 1 release anymore for the fact that Modern Warfare 2, or the Call of Duty Infinity Ward, has fucked us twice in a row, and I'm tired of it. So, I'm sorry for my rant, guys. I just don't think this game is even worth $60. I know a lot of people on TGN and stuff are doing commentaries, really enjoying it, and I think it's because it's the best experience on the consoles, and you're going to get the best out from playing it on the console. PC, though, there is nothing for you PC players for Call of Duty. I would not invest any money into this game. If you have, I'm sorry that you have to go through this. And I hope hope we learn from this and we don't support Activision and Infinity Ward on their next release. Until then, guys, Hicks here from TGN. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.